Lobster. Like a Thanksgiving turkey almost always comes out bland, dry, and boring. But like a Thanksgiving turkey, people love the theater that comes out with a whole boiled lobster arriving on your table. I mean, it's fun, it's exciting, but it's also a ton of work to then try to dismantle said lobster only to find an underwhelming amount of rubbery meat. But at least it looks nice on your plate. Fortunately for you, I'm going to show you that if you want to have restaurant quality meat come out of your lobster, then you need to do some of the dirty work in the kitchen. Lobster can be a bit finicky, but I'm going to show you my favorite technique for preparing them with the choice of finishing them two ways. Never buy your lobsters too far ahead in advance. I like to buy my lobsters the day I'm going to make them. The meat will stay fresh in the refrigerator for at least a day, so you can cook your lobsters a day ahead before you're actually going to prepare your meal. Never buy whole frozen lobsters or lobsters that are whole and pre-cooked. Their stomach acids tend to start to break down the meat and make it mushy. From this point, most people would usually drop the lobster into a big pot of boiling water. But I'm going to show you a different technique that involves steeping the lobsters in water for a few minutes just to extract the meat from the shells. So in order to do this in a humane way, we're going to kill the lobster before we pour boiling water over them. So what I have here is a cookie sheet or a baking sheet lined with foil with a cutting board. That way if any juices do come out, they'll be contained in this area. So for this lobster, we'll put it here on the cutting board. And where we want to kill it is right at this intersection point right here. We want to stick the knife in, all the way down, and then down to the cutting board. Or you can flip it upside down and go right down the center like that, through the head. And your lobster's dead completely. So now we'll put him into here. We'll kill the rest and we'll steep them in water. So here I have two of my lobsters killed and I have them in a heat-proof container. I am going to kind of go off the conventional path and I'm going to steep them, which is basically I'm going to pour boiling water over them and I'm going to cook the meat just enough to separate it from the shell. So the meat will still be raw, but we'll be able to manipulate it from there. So you'll notice when you killed them, they were moving around a little bit. That's just a reaction out of their nervous system. They're actually completely 100% dead. So we'll take some of the boiling water now, and I poured some vinegar in the water, just a little bit as a seasoning agent. So we want to cover these completely. Okay, so it's only been a couple minutes and we'll take out these lobsters with a pair of tongs. Now, these are going to be a little hot to work with, so we're just gonna get a few pieces of paper towels, hold this down, and we'll twist off the claws here and throw those back in the water while we work with the tail. And now we'll twist off the tail. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to twist like this and pull. There you go. And you have your lobster body right here and your tail. And we'll work with that from here. So twist and pull. So from here, I'm going to do two separate preparations of lobster. For the first method, I'm going to extract the lobster meat, which is still essentially raw, from the shells and butter poach it slowly on a very low temperature for several minutes until it comes up to temperature. And that'll make it meltingly tender as well as infuse the meat with a butter flavor. The other method is I'm going to keep the meat in the shells and roast it at a higher temperature to intensify the flavor of the meat. So how we'll do that now, it's still a little hot. We'll take our lobster tail. You'll go from the bottom. See that green stuff? That's a tamale. I don't like to eat that. You'll see if you look in here, green stuff. That's basically the liver of the lobster. I don't like to eat it because lobsters just run around on the ground. They're filter feeders. 9 times out of 10, you probably don't even want to know what they're eating. So we'll take this tail and we'll cut down through the bottom of the shell, right there. Spread it open. There we go. And now we'll extract the meat from that. There we go. Now, what I like to do is actually cut this tail meat in half and get this vein out. You see, that's the digestive tract. So you don't really want to eat that. And slice completely down the center. And we'll butter poach this tail meat to cook it completely. So after you do the tails, retrieve the claws from the water. You can grab them, there we go. Now we keep these in the water because they cook at a different rate than the tails. It's similar to your Thanksgiving turkey. Your legs don't cook the same way that your breast does, so. There we go. So the claws can be a bit tricky. I'll show you how to do them. Right now we want to take off this knuckle right here. So we'll twist it. Make sure you have a towel. Twist off. And all that milky stuff that's just fat from the lobster. Here we go. Grab a towel and slightly twist at the base. Just another little bit. And pull. Got that piece of cartilage out. Here we go. Now, fold up. Take the butt of the knife. And twist off the shell there. Since that's not given a little bit, we'll take some of the top shell off. There we go. Get a toothpick. And push the entire thing out. Sometimes, if you blow, come right out. And there we go. We can try to get this meat out too. Some of that claw meat there. So for the knuckles, part that connected the claw to the body, you have very sweet meat in here. So what I like to do is take a pair of scissors and cut through. So just Nice sweet meat right in there. So I have the deshelled lobster right here. We have tails and claws as well as knuckles. And then I have lobster meat that's still in the shells that we're gonna roast. So roasting will add a new depth of flavor and intensity of flavor that the poaching in butter won't allow. But the poaching in butter will, it'll create a meltingly tender texture as well as infuse the lobster meat with the butter flavor. I have it at a 350-degree oven. And we're just gonna roast this until it's cooked through at about 140 degrees. So I have melted butter, simply just melted butter, and we're just gonna add our lobster meat. And we'll be turning these occasionally. So if you time it correctly, as I did, your butter poached lobster will be done around the same time as your roasted lobster. And you'll see here, the translucent meat has become opaque. And it's just cooked through. It's beautiful. And we'll just grab this lobster meat out of the oven. It's been roasting at 350 for about 7 minutes till the meat registered around 140 degrees. It smells intense and it smells like lobster, which it should, because if it doesn't, that's a problem. All right here. Beautiful lobster meat. Push this off to the side. We'll have right here, have to work with it a little bit more, but you'll see, it smells gorgeous. Yeah. Tender, delicious, fit for a king. Subscribe, or if you're feeling really great about yourself, hit the like button and enjoy some of this great lobster. Can't stop eating it. Wow.